Well, it feels like everything is moving on pretty much perfectly. Dubai now going big on XRP. The supply, well, dwindling quick. And more importantly, some key regulatory developments that are very bullish for XRP. And it's over 3% up on the day. All good news, if you ask me. We'll break it all down for you in this video, keeping you absolutely up to speed with what's going on. As always, check out the links in the description if you want to support the channel and my work here. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So, in a big announcement, and who would have thought this, RLUSD and Solana now enhancing the Dubai Crypto Hub statement in a big collaboration on a major blockchain firm. June 3rd, financial authorities in the region announced different initiatives with Solana and Ripple to build an early efforts to integrate digital assets into its economy. Now, we know that the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and many other countries are going big on tech. More importantly, they're going big on blockchain, and specifically Solana, RLUSD, Ripple, and many others. I think this is very optimistic as this is all starting to play out, and it's a very bullish statement designed to promote collaborative between blockchain developers and local regulators. Under the deal, both parties will organize educational events, build talent pipelines, and share insights on blockchain's economic impact. We can see the official statement coming out here, the DFSA approval, one step in Ripple's regulatory journey. Now, we've seen Ripple really build out for more regulation authorities in many different countries, whether that be UAE, they've done a little bit in the US, but the official statement was this: RLUSD approved in Dubai's Ripple stablecoin goes global. The official Ripple RLUSD stablecoin has been approved by Dubai's DFSA for use inside the Dubai International Financial Center. This is big news on the backdrop of the Circle IPO that's now starting to gain even bigger traction. Brad Gallinghouse kind of saying, well, we weren't really that bothered about Circle anyway. And actually that IPO valuation looks like it's going crazy. But the fact that it's now positioned in a technological growing economy, this is very bullish. The company's existing partnership with the UAE financial service providers, including things such as digital bank Zand, payment platform Mamo, now is a big pathway for RLUSD integration into all of those payment systems. And again, this is just another step towards a global payment structure, of which I believe XRP could be at the core of it. We know there's lots coming with the XRP ledger. We obviously got the Hidden Road doing all these OTC deals, $100 million going here, a couple of $100 million there. Very bullish indeed. And actually the broader strategy integrating digital assets in the UAE is within a $400 billion annual trade economy. This is a big deal. And many people simply don't understand how big this is going to be. Ripple's recent DFSA approval for RLU stablecoin presents the culmination of a deliberate expansion strategy. In fact, overtaking USDT as they seem to be falling by the wayside as more and more look to things like RLUSD, DAI stablecoin, and many others. This is all very bullish, all very optimistic, and on the backdrop of potential ETF approvals. Now, we've seen a massive move from BlackRock into Ethereum. I broke that down in my update video earlier on. Definitely should watch that. We could therefore be heading on towards an XRP ETF. Now, if you watch my live stream or my videos coming out over the weekend, I talked about watch out this week. I felt something was coming. There was definitely this kind of brewing desire that there was either an ETF approval or maybe a big partnership. And we're sort of getting that. Not maybe quite as impactful as we wanted, but XRP ETF's approval are expecting and are increasing in optimism. Polymarket data now showing a 90% chance based on the recent developments, particularly with the UAE, that we may get an XRP ETF. And in fact, we may even get a Solana ETF at the same time as well. So these are very bullish things. Absolutely is driving excitement, which we all know is good news for Ripple. Everyone gets bullish on XRP when we get these kind of positive sentiments. So the other thing I wanted to double down on it, lots of people asked me questions yesterday on my unlock video. What's happening with the escrow? Where's all these tokens going? And how is it all playing out? Many people dropped in the comments. Thank you very much for that. I told you I always read them, so definitely make sure you are dropping your questions down there. But I thought it was worthwhile touching a little bit on who kind of has all this XRP. And when people say to you, always a concern, there's so much in the escrow, Ripple holds so much of the supply. Well, it's hard to disagree. That's true. It's only bad, though, if they don't have good intentions. And you can kind of therefore see where this plays out. And then more importantly, who then holds the rest of it. And this isn't going to be an exhaustive list, but it is interesting to play it out. So you can see here just how much sits in the escrow, a substantial amount. Obviously, 5 billion tokens is 5% of the supply. You can see how many wallets are here attached to Ripple and how much of that supply sits there. Then you sort of get into some of these exchanges. For example, Uphold holding about 1.8 billion, Bithumb, Binance 1.5 billion, albeit that's one of the wallets that we're aware of. There'll be some much smaller wallets, hot wallets, etc. But this kind of gives you a view of just how big this escrow is and how much that Ripple do own. And again, you could, the caveat would be, well, they can dump it if they want. Why would they? They've got financial markets, licenses, they're building into the UAE, they've got a huge community. It would make no sense right now for them to do anything other than just continue to work and build it out. But what you've also got here is big exchanges, lots of liquidity sitting around there. Maybe not as much as you thought. For example, Binance holding only about 4% of the entire supply of XRP is very interesting. If Ripple holds on exactly as I talked about yesterday, we could absolutely see a supply shock, a scarcity of XRP, and we may never see prices like this. Again, it's always a hypothetical until it becomes reality. Have that and bear that in mind. What's going on with the price? Well, look at this weekly candle playing out perfectly once again on this chart. If you're interested in charting and how I put some of these on, do join us on our live stream 4 p.m. Eastern every single day where we walk through some of these trades that we put on and more importantly, how these start to play out. But look at this. We're waking up with a momentum uptrend, which again is positive. I'm looking for 235. A break above 235 would signal a uptrend continuation with XRP and a breakout of this bullish pennant. So keep your eyes peeled on it. Very much looks optimistic, and certainly we're going to go into what I think will be a bullish end of the week. So as always, let me know what you think about it all in the comments down below. Don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well for all your daily updates in this crypto market. And I'm going to see you soon. Bye-bye.